Hello children, welcome back to the online class on mathematics class 11. In the previous lecture we were doing 5A exercise, that is compound and multiple angles. So we are continuing with those sums and the brief introduction for the next set of formulas which will add up to this particular thing. Now before I begin, I just wanted to note down these two extra formulas which I mentioned in some cases. Sine of a minus b into sine of a plus b is sine square a minus sine square b. Cos of a plus b into cos of a minus b is cos square a minus sine square b. Please understand the difference between these two and just commit to memory. In some proof we might need in the future exercises. Anyway, coming to the point, let us see the question now. It's a very good question. In triangle ABC, the foot of the perpendicular from A to BC is D. If tan B is equal to 4 by 3 and cos C is equal to 15 by 17, AB is equal to, so remember there is a one single triangle, it's not two different triangles. So what I can do is, I'll just draw the triangle for your convenience. Suppose if I say A, B and C, okay. Now they are telling a very simple way of looking. The foot of the perpendicular from A to BC, from A to BC, that is nothing but D. Great. Now tan B is given 4 upon 3. Okay. Now if suppose if I say tan B is this angle, so tan B is opposite upon adjacent. Okay, you can take this. Then cos C is nothing but 15 upon 17. So cos C is nothing but adjacent, 15, 17. Now I don't think so it will work, because if you see this particular thing, 17, 15, Pythagorean triplet doesn't form here. Okay? So what I can do is, remember these are just the ratio of the sides, so I will take this as 4x and 3x. Okay? And I will take this as 15y and 17y, because it is given 15 upon 17. Because if I look at this triangle, the side doesn't form Pythagorean triplet, but definitely they are in the same figure, so some ratios will exist, some part of portion will exist. Fine. Now once you finish with this, I think the working is over. I hope you understood this presentation here. The ratio I wrote in terms of x, because it will not form a Pythagorean triplet with 17 and 15. 4 cannot form a Pythagorean triplet with this. So that's the reason I put in terms of x part, that is 15y, 17y and so on. Okay, now let us see this now. First thing, then there is AB is 20. Now they are given AB is 20, fine. Now let us begin with the calculation. They are telling length of AC. Always remember, whenever any question is given to you, your first job should be to draw the triangle or construct a figure for that, write the labeling part, and then you can proceed. Okay, it becomes easier for us to take. Now it's very simple, Pythagorean triplets now. So this we can say, in triangle ADB, AD square plus DB square, I am considering this triangle, is equal to 20 square. Do you agree with this? So AD square is nothing but 4x square plus 3x square is equal to 400. Now the point is 16x square plus 9x square, so 25x square is 400. Be careful about it. If 25x square is 400, so x square is nothing but 400 divided by 8. So how much is 400 divided by 8? 25 ones are 25 16s are. So x is nothing but 4. So once you get x as 4, my work is over. So first thing is AC I have to find still. So from here I can say, by the way, anything else is given to you? No. So let us talk about the second part, that is in this triangle I am considering now, in triangle ADC, sorry, because ADB I already finished with it. So ADC, what I can say in triangle this part, AD square plus DC square is equal to AC square. Now AD square, what is AD square? So remember x value already got is 4, so 4 4s are 16. 4 4s are 16. So it will be 16 square plus DC square. What is DC square? 225y square is equal to AC square 289y square. So I think my job is over now. So calculate now what is the value of y. Now 16 square you can work out somewhere here. So 16 into 16, 16 is 36, 9, 1 6 are 6, 1 1 are 6 are 36, 6 are 9, 1 6 are 6, 1 1 are 1, 256. Okay, 256. So what will happen now? 289 minus 25. So 9 minus 5 is 4, 8 minus 2 is 6, right? Y square is equal to 256. So y square is equal to 256 upon 64. So y is nothing but, how much it comes to? Check it out. 256 upon 64. 4 4s are. So y square is nothing but 4. So y is nothing but 2. So I got the value of x as 4, y as 2. Now let us get AC now first. So AC is 17y. AC is 17y. So I just do it over here. AC is 17y. That is 17 into 2. It is 34. The first answer is ready. Second is BC. Where is BC? BC is this. So BC is nothing but 15y plus 3x. So BC, I can write 15y plus 3x. You have got both the values put in this. So 15 2s are 30 plus 12, answer is 42. So this is nothing but BC. I'm done. Now last part. Okay, now this part is slightly different. I want to pay attention now. They are telling us, I got the value of this, I got the value of this, just find the value of sine A. How I got the value of sine A. Now, really it is difficult actually for me. So anyway, now I'm just putting across this point. Now suppose if you take this as A and say this as B. Okay, A and B. So sine A, now from here, sine A, they are telling. So sine A, it implies sine of A plus B. Okay, sine of A plus B, instead of saying that way, you put, okay. You can put this A because the convention doesn't work because C, this has, okay. Anyway, now write down sine of A plus B. Now what is sine of A plus B? Sine of A plus B is sine A cos B plus cos A sine B. Remember here, it is acute angle, so I do not look at add sugar to coffee rule. Acute angle means less than 90, all will be positive. So sine A, now this A matlab this angle, okay, I just got this A, B, A and B. So sine A, opposite upon hypotenuse. So 15 2s are 30 upon hypotenuse, 17 2s are 34. Cos B, B is here. Sorry, cos B is here. That's why not consider as B. So this is B now. So cos B is nothing but adjacent upon hypotenuse. So 4 4s are 16 because x value is 4. 16 upon 20. 16 upon 20 plus cos A. Cos A is 16 upon 34 and sin B. Sin B is here opposite, that is 3 4s are 12 upon 20. 12 upon 20, right? Calculate and tell me what is the answer. That's the final output what you got. Okay, so copy down, complete the answer on your own and tell me what is the answer. I give you 1 minute for it. Okay, done, completed, right? Tell me what is the answer. Check yourself. Is it 84 upon 85? Yes. So I hope you got this point clear, children. So I hope you copied down completely and that's the final answer. So it is 34, 42 and 84 upon 85 for these 3 beautiful questions. Okay children, so pause and note it down. Okay children, after looking at a very good sum in phi a, we have next better sum than that. That is tan of a plus b, tan of a minus b is given. They ask me to find the value of tan a and tan b. You have to always look at the clue in the given information, okay? Because that is the clue. But in fact, that will give you a direction through which you have to proceed and solve the sum, children. Okay, so what is the clue in this? This is tan of a plus b. So tan of a plus b already has something, right? So let's see what happens. Tan of a plus b. So it will become tan a plus tan b upon 1 minus tan a tan b is equal to 1. Similarly, here I can write tan a minus tan b upon 1 plus tan a tan b. I am just applying the formula. If it's minus is plus, is plus is minus is equal to 1 by 7. Now, you can do many things, okay. In fact, you can keep the tan a as this and tan b as this. Solve it by solving the equation. Make a form of equation by cross multiply and do it. But what I do is, I will make my work easier by taking let x be equals to tan a and y be equals to tan. In the end, you are supposed to find the value of x and y. So, just request you just write out as it is. So, this will become x plus y upon 1 minus xy is equal to 1. Just for the convenience, I have done this. Similarly, x minus y upon 1 plus xy is equal to 1 upon 7. Now, what do you see in this? Let us see. Cross multiply. X plus y is equal to 1 minus xy. X minus y, I mean to say 7x minus 7y is equal to 1 plus xy. Now, there is a challenge. There are two equations, but there are three variables. X is there, y is there, xy is there. Remember, if there are three terms, three variables as such, then you need to have three equations. Now, why I say three variables? Of course, x and y are one and second variable. Xy is a single term. So, xy number in xy is also there. So, that I will consider the third variable. So, it's very difficult to solve this by doing the simultaneous equations. I don't think so I cannot do it. I don't think so I cannot do. Okay? Now, so what I do is, I use my brains, which is well trained. Can I just write this as x in terms of y or y in terms of x? Let us see. If I take this over here, this will be y plus xy is equal to 1 minus, anyway you can write. Take y common. 1 plus x is equal to 1 minus x. So y is equal to 1 minus x upon 1 plus x. I think this is very clear. Now use your brain. If I write this y in terms of x in this, so all equation will get converted into in terms of x. So what will happen now here is 7x minus 7 into 1 minus x upon 1 plus x, because that is what y is equal to 1 plus x into 1 minus x upon 1 plus x. Oh, it's a tough game. LCM on both the sides. So 1 plus x, if I find the LCM here, so what will happen now? This will become 7x plus 7x square minus 7 plus 7x is equal to, if I find the LCM this side, cross multiply 1 plus x minus x. Check 1 plus x minus x. So x square, right? I think I am very clear about it. Now I think I can simplify this out carefully. So 7x square plus 7x plus 7x, 14x. So 1 plus x, 1 plus gets cancelled. So let's see what happens. 7x square, 8x square. Then 7x plus 7x is 14x. 14x minus 2x is 12x. And minus 7 minus 1 minus 8 equal to 0. And indirectly you can process it out the way you saw. So if I simplify this, this will become 2x square 3x minus 2 is equal to 0. So x, I'll just factorize this, minus 4. I want 3, so plus 4 and minus 1 divided by 2 divided. I'm doing the shortcut, you can do the better way. 2 2s are 4. So I think the answer should be minus 2 or 1 by 2. Now what is this x and what is x? Tan. What is x? Tan. This is a quadratic. I just solved the quadratic. You can do the way you want, but there is no place. That's why I just wrote this form. Now once I understand this, now I am doing the working here. Now I got tan A as minus 2 half. So that is x. Now I have to find y, that is tan B also. But there are two options because we got two answers for x. So what I am going to do is, when I say x equals to minus 2 and x equals to 1 by 2. Let me just confirm once again. This is nothing but plus 4 minus 1 divided by 2 divided by 2. And then the answer is 2 to the 4 minus 2 and plus 1 by 2. Fantastic. Now when x is equal to minus 2. So what is x actually? Tan A. Okay. So in fact you are finding tan A and tan B. Don't worry. So x equals, find the answer here. So y will be what? 1 minus of minus 2 upon 1 minus 2. What is the answer? 1 plus 2, 3. That is minus 3. So tan B is equal to minus 3 and tan A is equal to minus 2. So if tan A is minus 2 or after the second option x equals to half. So y will be equal to x minus half of what I'm doing. 1 minus half upon 1 plus half. Now 1 minus half is nothing but 1 by 2 and this is nothing but 3 by 2. Cancel. So tan B is nothing but 1 by 3. And this is my tan A. So both the answers are coming up. It's slightly bigger sum. So that's why I said in the beginning, compound multiple is not a small thing to deal with. You have to really work out on this sum, and they are much pretty good sums which you can always try it out. Because every sum is unique. You have to think. Now in this case, they are given tan of A plus B. So I don't have any clue from this. So I just went ahead and using this formula, I derived some equation. But when I saw tan A, tan B, they asked me tan A, tan B. I just to make my work easier, I did x and y. But when these equations are generated, you have to be careful how you are going to solve this out. So from here, so this is 1, then this is 2, then this is 3. Okay, this is 3, right? And finally, this is 4, and this is 5. So this is the way of moving ahead with this solution. So I hope you got this point. Interesting sum, nice sum. More good sum will come up in 5A. There are a few sums left now. So pause and note it down. Okay children, let us take this question now. Then I can prove that 4 sin pi by 3 minus theta. Whenever you see there is no scope, just think what you can do from this formula. Now if you see this, sine of A minus B, sine of A plus B. Sine of A minus B, sine of A plus B. What is sine of A minus B, sine of A plus B? It is sine square A minus sine square B. So this is my A, this is my B, this is my A, this is my B. So I think I can go ahead with this. Now 4, keep it as it is. LHS I am talking about. So sine A minus B, sine A plus B is sine square A minus sine square B. Over. Right? How I will tell you. Now by the way, remember this is 4 sine pi by 3 whole square minus sine square theta. The other way of writing this trigonometric ratio in square form. Now sine, what is this pi? Pi is 180, 180 upon 3. So here now radian, pi by 3 is what? 60 degree? Pi by 3 is 60. So sine 60 is what? Root 3 by 2. So it is 4 root 3 upon 2 whole square minus sine square theta. I am not touching this because in the proof they are asking you sine square theta. So if I open up, what will happen now? 4 into, now just understand what it is. 4 into root 3 square is 3 and 2 square is 4 because the square applies to both. Minus, take this 4 here also inside 4 sine square theta. 4 gets cancelled. So 3 minus 4 sine square theta. So basic maths I am doing. I am not doing anything about concept. First formula is the first concept. That's it. Sine of A plus B into A minus B is sine square A minus sine square B. That's it. So just whenever you apply the formulas or anything or concept, don't think you will get the answer or you will not get the answer. Just go on with basic mathematics. Remember, these words are very important which I am sharing with you. Just go on doing basic mathematics. It will lead you to this final destination 6. I mean to say the final answer for this, not the final destination 6. Okay, you will live for 100 years. So I hope you got this point clear, children. So pause and note. Okay, now begin with the next question, children. Where is tan 3a? Okay, some number, it is 24. Okay, 24. Right. Now, this is really not a tough sum. You might have researched something very paradoxical. They can prove tan 3a minus tan 2a minus tan a. I don't know what is 3a stands for. 3a is 3 times angle, I know that. But tan 3a, who knows the formula? I don't know. I don't know. Right? So, it's difficult to understand and work in a proper way this particular sum. So, I will think out of the box now. What I will do is, you know there is tan 3a. So, tan 3a, can you write this 3a as tan of 2a plus a? Please understand. See, 3a, 2a, a. So, 2a plus a is 3a. Out of the box I am thinking. I am not defining any method here. So, tan 3a is equal to tan of 2a plus a. But what is this? This is tan of what? Tan of what? Tan of what? Tan of what? A plus b? Apply the formula. So, tan 3a is equal to tan a plus tan b upon 1 minus tan a and tan b, because my a is 2a and b is a. Cross multiply, see what happens. Tan 3a into 1 is tan 3a minus tan 3a tan 2a tan a is equal to tan 2a plus tan a. Don't look at the proof, because understand what I wrote. Tan 3a, I wrote tan of 3a, I wrote 2a plus a. That's simple logic anyway. Then if you see, I proved, take this on the right hand side, take this on the left hand side. So this becomes tan 3a minus tan 2a minus tan a is equal to tan 3a, tan 2a and tan a. Rule, check. Tan 3a minus tan 2a, tan a, tan 3a, tan 2a, tan a. Okay. But sometimes you really have to think on these lines, okay, but this is also possible. That's what my point of putting this question in front of you is. Okay, children, I hope you enjoyed this question. So, solution, I will say. So, pause and note it down. Okay, here we go. There was one question which I missed in 5, which I want to do with you all. That gives the 20th sum. If sine of alpha plus beta is equal to 4 upon 5, and sine of alpha minus beta is 5 by 10, and very important information, alpha plus beta and alpha minus beta are acute angles. This combined is an acute angle with one angle. One angle is nothing but 5 by 30. Now these are Pythagorean triplets, so I have no issue. So you have to take alpha plus beta and alpha minus beta as two different triangles, part of two different triangles. Now they are asking us find tan 2 alpha plus tan 2 alpha, that tan 2 alpha is equal to 63. The first thing I want to share with you. Now if I draw a right angle triangle for this part, so I can see this alpha plus beta because it is an acute angle. This is 4, this is 5. Opposite upon hypotenuse, this will become 3. Similarly, for alpha minus beta, I can say what is given sine. So alpha minus beta, because these are two different angles, keep that in mind, because the Pythagorean triplets are different. So 5 by 13. So 5, 13, 12. As we have done this, they are asking us, now listen very carefully, they are asking us to find tan 2 alpha. Now, they have to prove this is equal to 63 upon 16. Difficult question. I want you to understand. They are asking us to get tan 2 alpha, but you see the measurements are given in terms of alpha plus beta and alpha minus beta. So anything, any trigonometric ratio will be sine of alpha, cos of alpha, tan of alpha plus beta, sec of alpha plus beta, whatever it is, will be alpha plus beta together or alpha minus beta together. So I don't have beta here, so what I can do this is, can I write like this? This 2 alpha, I can write alpha plus alpha, and now I can write plus beta minus beta. Understand what I did? 2 alpha, I wrote alpha plus alpha, and I did plus beta minus beta, so that this alpha plus beta and alpha minus beta comes to picture, because you have to use this information and prove it, right? That's what they have given. Okay, so very simple now. So you can take this bracket. So this is tan A plus B. So tell me, what is tan of A plus B, children? Tan of A plus B will become tan A plus tan B upon 1 minus tan A tan B. I apply just the same formula here. Now work is over. Now tan of alpha plus beta. Now tan of this is what? Opposite upon adjacent. 4 by 3 plus tan of alpha minus beta. 5 by 12 upon what happens over here? 1 minus 4 by 3 into 5 by 12. Now what happens? Let us see. LCM, I think 12 is the LCM here. So 3 4s are 12, 4 4s are 16. 16 plus 5 upon, this is 36. 36 minus 20. So 5 4s are 20. So 36 minus 20 is 16 upon 36. So 12 1s are 12, 12 3s are, now 16 plus 5, 21. So if this 3 will go up over there, so it becomes 63 upon 16. So that's what exactly they are asking us to prove. Prove that tan 2 alpha is 63 upon 16. You know what is the click in this is? They are asking us 2 alpha, but there is no beta in this at all. Because whereas all the information is given in terms of beta. So I artificially created beta here. I did plus beta minus beta. So I can always do that for basic law of mathematics. And then once I got that, I was very happy to see how I can pursue it further. So did you get this point clear, children? So nice question. I just missed it. The next is, okay, here we go, 20th, very similar to the previous 24th sum. Okay, A is equal to B plus C. Again, they are giving you only this information. Now using this, you have to get this. Now of course, you can't say true mantra and get tan. No, you have to get tan physically here. So take tan on both the sides. So tan on both the sides. So tan A is equal to tan of B plus C. Apply the formula. Game over. So let us see. Tan A is equal to tan B plus tan C upon 1 minus tan B tan C. Cross multiply 2. Check. So this will become tan A minus tan A tan B tan C. This into this is equal to tan B plus tan C. Same thing what you did in the previous sum. Take this side, take that side, prove. Tan A minus tan B minus tan C is equal to, shift this to the other side, that is nothing but tan A, tan B, tan C. Very similar lines, there is no difficulty at all. So I hope you got this point. Not much to explain this question. I used this given information and created artificially the tan values. I hope you got this point. Children, so pause and note it down. Okay, the next part, which is crucial, very important over here. Pay attention now. The product formula. So this we will take up today. Okay. I want you to understand this method properly so that you don't have to remember these formulas. I told you in the beginning that this 4 formulas are the main formulas from where you can get the derive the other formula. Now children, here if you go, See here, product of two. Now here it is sum or difference of two angles, whereas here it is product of two trigonometric ratios. So it is product formula, it is product into sum and difference. Okay, sum and difference. So anyway, whatever it is, I'll just share with you now. The first, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to write this formula here. I'm going to derive the first formula and then I will just place the formulas here. So first case, so if I add, now let us see, sine of A plus B is equal to sine A cos B plus cos A sine B, and sine of A minus B is equal to sine A cos B minus cos A sine B. Okay, now I am deriving the formula here. This derivation is not in the scope of a syllabus, but just to learn. If you forget the formula, you can derive this way if you have the formula. Remember, sine of A plus B, A minus B, sine cos sine, everybody knows it. So let me add this equation. So what will happen if I add? This will get cancelled. See, when I add, understand, if you visualize this, add cos A sine B minus cos A sine B gets cancelled. So this will get cancelled. So what will remain here? 2 sine A cos B. And what is there? Addition. So that is nothing but sine of A plus B plus sine A minus B. So this is nothing but the product formula. So 2 sine A cos B is equal to sine of A plus B plus sine A minus B. So basically, how I understand, sine cos. Sine cos means addition, because you cancel this. So addition matlab sine of A plus B plus sine A minus B. Getting the point? Okay. Similarly, suppose if I subtract. Okay. So I got the first formula here. Suppose if I subtract. Now subtraction means what happened? Minus will become, this will become minus, this will become plus. So now what will happen? This will get cancelled. So cos A cos sine B. So is equal to 2 cos A sine B subtraction sine of A plus B minus sine A minus B. Now how to remember? Very easy to remember. I'll tell you how to remember. Pay attention now. Sine cos is the first term. So sine cos 2 means addition. Cos sine 2 means subtraction. Very simple to understand. I hope you got this point, please children. What I suggest is, you do this process separately and derive these two formulas. First addition and then subtraction. So basically you always write this way, that is 2 sine A cos B is equal to sine A plus B plus sine A minus B. 2 cos A sine B is nothing but, so remember how to arrange this? Sine cos, cos sine. 2 cos sine मतलब क्या हो गया? Subtraction. 2 sine cos क्या हो गया? Addition. Is this clear? Okay. So derive it on your own and be confident. Let us see. Okay, I think you got this point clear. Okay. So now right now I just need to understand here. Let us take the second set. What is the second set now? This one. So just understand. This is cos of A plus B is equal to cos A cos B minus sin A sin B. Cos of A minus B is nothing but cos A cos B plus sin A sin B. So remember, sin cos sin is addition of subtraction of sin. Cos sin sin is nothing but addition subtraction of cos. So add. If I add, what will happen? 2 cos. Add. So I cancel this out, plus sign. So it will become cos of A plus B plus cos A minus B. Simple. Similarly, after you subtract, what you're going to get is cos A plus B minus cos A minus B is equal to, see, if I subtract this will become minus. Okay, understand this. This will become minus. Okay, and this will become minus. This will get cancelled, and this will become minus 2 sin A sin B. So minus sign, if you want to take it here, what you can do is, okay, minus sign I take it here, so you can reverse it out, right? So this minus goes, so this will become cos of A minus B minus cos A plus B is equal to 2 sin A. Now in this case, what happened when I subtracted, it became plus. Okay, so that's the reason that sign effect was not there. So these are the two formulas here, 1 and 2, addition and subtraction of cost. Keep that in mind. So it happens to minus, I change this minus sign here. So minus or minus of minus will become plus. So I wrote this plus sign term first and then minus sign term afterwards. So these are the important formulas which you should know and understand. As we applied these formulas in the previous exercise 5A, we are going to use the product formulas in exercise B.